Somebody's gonna go to a tall kneeling position on the ground, because if your knees are really this is painful for you, you can do it from a standing position. We're gonna put her on a timer. We're gonna go 45 seconds of continuous reps. We're gonna have her start with her cervical spine. Hands are gonna go at her sides. She's gonna irradiate her body, so her abs and her glutes are gonna be kind of stabilizing her. The only thing I want moving right now is her neck. Okay, so the first thing she's gonna do is bring chin to chest. She's gonna rotate that chin across her collarbone, so she's looking to the right all the way to the gym. Laterally flex her ear to her shoulder, and then chin goes up to the sky. Nice and easy. She's gonna keep turning until she looks all the way to the left to the street. Then chin goes down to the collar. She can keep going the same direction for about another 30 seconds. Try not to let her shoulders follow her chin as she goes along for the ride. There you go. Try to keep tension in your glutes and your abs as you do this, so the hips and torso are not turning, and the shoulders are not turning as you turn your head. The whole goal of doing our cars is to develop joint independence, not joint dependence. She shouldn't have to rotate through her torso if she needs to rotate her head. And switch direction. Try to go 1 mile an hour if you're following along, guys. Just take your time. Each time you do the joint circle, try to kind of find new end ranges of motion as you go. It's about 30 more seconds. About 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can relax. So the tension's kind of hard to hold. We're going to our thoracic and lumbar spine. Go arms across the chest. We're going to do a slight go into spine flexion, so tilt forward a little bit. Okay, just the spine. Each vertebrae is kind of flexing forward. We're going to rotate towards me, or to the left. So you're going to twist to your end range of motion. Then you're going to go into a side bend. So try to bring shoulder to hip. And then we're going to slowly rotate into extension, trying to get each vertebrae to contribute to that rotation. Okay, then we're going to side bend to the right. And then we're going to rotate into flexion. And keep going the same direction. So we're going to rotate, then side bend, then rotate again into extension, trying to get each vertebrae to contribute to extending the spine. 20 more seconds. Rotate, try and let the pelvis turn as you do this. Side bend, and then rotate into extension, trying to get each vertebrae to contribute to that spinal extension. Side bend. Rotate. Did we change directions yet?
No.
Change directions. That was a nice long minute. It's one of my favorite ones. Try and let the hips turn, guys. Good job, man. Try to keep that chin tucked, so you're not trying to get cervical extension. You want thoracic and lumbar for this portion. Rotate, side bend, and extend. We'll go about 25 more seconds, guys. If you're following along, great. We're going to rewatch this later. About 10 more seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1, and you can relax the butt and the abs. Okay, we're going to go into our scapular rotation. So if you turn sideways for us. So as she does the scap rotation, she's going to hold her arms up out in front of her, make fist. She's going to tighten up her stomach and her butt again. We're going to try to move the shoulder blades. We're going to go through the whole rotation, everything what the scapula does. Scapula is going to elevate, so shoulders are going to come up. The scapula protracts, so shoulders are going to come forward without extending or flexing to the spine. They depress, they're going to pull down, and they retract, they go back. So we're going to go up, forward, down, and then back. Nice fluid, small circles to start, guys. The fist can go forward and back, but it can't go up and down. Okay, we're trying to make just the only thing moving right now is our scapula. Oh, nice, really. About 30 seconds each direction. We'll have her on time for about 15 seconds. Try to get both shoulders moving in unison, not one more than the other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now switch directions. You go forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down. Forward, up. Without stopping, guys, moving 1 mile an hour the entire time. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good job. And then turn and face the camera again. We're going to go through our shoulder car. We did this in part of the warm-up for our regular class programming this morning. I like the tall kneeling position. It just gives you less chances to compensate with the rest of your body. Remember, if this hurts your knees, just stand up. If you can do this from standing position, it's totally cool. She's going to use her left arm to create some more radiation. Her left arm's going to go across her belly. She's going to kind of push that hand into her stomach so I can pull it off. Right? So she's nice and tight there. She's going to fully excellently rotate the right arm so the palm is going to be facing the camera. She's going to adduct and flex that arm across her body and start raising the arm up over her head nice and slow without rotating through the torso. As it starts getting tight, you're going to turn the thumb back. When you get here, you're going to pretend like you're holding onto a beer. You're going to pour that beer out. So you're going to internally rotate and reach back at the same time without rotating through the torso. Reach back as far as you can to extension. You're still internally rotating. You're going to finish with the knuckles touching the leg. Then you're going to reverse direction. You're going to, remember, you're holding that beer, reach back into extension, and you're going to start turning that cup upright to refill. All the way back to the start. Boom. She's going to go at her own pace right now, keeping tension in the glutes and the abs as she does this, trying to irradiate the rest of her body as much as she can. But she's not compensating as she's moving her shoulder. Good job, guys. She's going to finish this rep, then we're going to switch arms. We're going to have her turn sideways for you guys. 5, 4, 3, beautiful, and turn sideways. We're going to left arm now, guys. If you start with your right arm, it's totally cool. Just go to your left, go to your whatever, you know what I mean. Okay, she's going to adduct and flex across the body. When she starts getting tight, she's going to start internally rotating and reaching out and back as far as she can. She's rotating the entire time, so she finishes with knuckles touching the sides of her leg. Reach back into extension, and externally rotate all the way back to the start. There you go. No, she's not extending through her spine here. The only thing moving right now is her glenohumeral joint, which is the shoulder. Beautiful. Finish that rep. Cool, and you're going to face the camera again. We're going to do our elbows, guys. We're going to go arms extended out in front of us. Palms are going to be fully supinated. Elbow pits facing up. This is kind of what you want to watch on your own. So as she does her elbow car, I don't want to see her arm turning to help the elbow turn more. I want the elbow pits facing up the entire time, shoulders staying in place the entire time, so the only joint we're actually working is going to be the forearm joint, okay, the elbow. So she is going to create some tension to the rest of the body, almost like pretending like the air around us got extremely dense. So she's going to start flexing her arms towards her face as far as she can. When she gets to her end range, she's going to stop. Remember, shoulder and the bicep are not going to move. She's going to pronate. So she's going to turn the palms back towards the camera as far as she can. Boom. Then she's going to slowly extend under tension as far as she can. Straighten out all the way, keeping the elbow pits and face turned up. She's going to hold. You can see she's got a little bit of imbalance between the left and the right. Now she's going to supinate, so palms back up without moving the elbow pits. And she's going to flex the arms back towards her face. Good. And you can see how hard she's making this. She's creating a ton of radiation and tension through her own body, so she's making this hard. She's going to pronate, hands back towards the camera. She's going to extend back out. She's going to keep her hands pronated for this rep. We're going to do the opposite direction now. Hands stay pronated. Now flex the hands back towards the face. When she gets to her end range, she's going to supinate, so turn the palms towards the body. Extend arms back out. Do one more rep. All the way out, pronate from this position without moving the elbow pits. Flex back towards the face. When she gets to her end range, she's going to supinate the hands back towards her body. And extend out to finish the rep. I'm going to take her to a standing position. We are going to start on our hip cars. If you have a stick at home, you can use it. Awesome. Broom will do, or a wall will do, or a chair will do. Just something you can kind of brace against to help keep your balance. She's going to face the camera for the first rep. Okay. So all I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have her, I like to put this other arm out to create some more tension, right? We can just tighten up the abs and the ass again. We're going to work her left side first, okay? So we're going to take that left foot off the ground. We're going to adduct that foot across the body. So just bring it back straight again. She's going to pull that foot across her body. Now she's going to take this leg and as much flexion as she can get into without moving through her spine or her thoracic or lumbar or her thoracic as high as she can get. She's going to keep it nice and high. Now she's going to abduct towards me like she's opening a door. Boom, as far as she can, keep that knee up high, hold. And then she's going to internally rotate, bring that ankle towards me. Then she's going to extend that knee back, keeping the heel close to the butt the entire time, and close the legs. Good. Then she's going to adduct. She's going to open that leg again. And when she gets to her end range, she's going to start externally rotating all the way back to the start, nice and slow. She's going to do 2 reps, so making her go slow. And foot goes back down to the ground. Boom. Then we adduct that foot across the body, go up into the end range for flexion. She's going to keep it externally rotated. She's going to start abducting the hip out without turning the hip, the pelvis. When she gets to her end range, internally rotate towards me and extend back at the same time, finishing with the knees in contact with one another. Bam. Beautiful. Now she's open up like she's a dog going to the restroom. And when she gets to her end range, she starts externally rotating all the way back to the beginning, guys. Boom. Finish with that foot down. She's going to switch legs. She's going to turn face the street. Okay, so remember, we're going to adduct foot across the body to start the motion. Okay, then we're going to take that foot up into flexion, so bring that knee all the way up to the chest. Notice her back is not moving. Keeping that foot across still, she's going to adduct out towards the camera. Gets her end range. I can see her pelvis start to move a little bit. She's going to start internally rotating and extending back towards me, keeping that heel close to butt so the hamstring stays active. And bring the knees in contact with each other. Boom. See that? Now she's open up like she's going to the restroom, right? And when she gets her end range, she's going to externally rotate all the way back to that beginning position. Lower the foot down. And go back in for one more beautiful rep just like that. Boom. Take your time. Abduct. Internally rotate. And then extend back towards me. This is for hip car, guys. Keep the heel close, don't get any artificial range of motion. Want that hamstring active the entire time. Open up, then excellently rotate all the way back to the start. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hips are done. She's gonna sit on her butt facing the camera. We're gonna do our knees now. More specifically, we're gonna work on tibial rotation. So to do this, easy way to kind of hold your leg in position so it doesn't move. She's going to underhook her. There, how do we do that? There we go. It's like a rear naked choke for your leg. Right arm's going to go underneath the left leg. Right? That right arm's going to the left bicep. Left hand goes across the behind the knee. There you go. So she's choking her knee out. Now, for this position, we just want the femur not moving. If you can't get into the position that she just went through, if you just hold your thigh in place, don't let your thigh move. That's really what I want. She take her toe, bring it towards her head. Go into full flexion. There you go. And then she's going to externally rotate so the tibia moves with the toe as far as she can out towards the street. She's going to slowly extend her leg, but I don't want you locking it out. When she gets to her end range, she's going to internally rotate that foot towards me. So the whole tibia bone is actually rotating with the foot. Then she's going to pull back into flexion. Good. She's going to turn that foot out. Trying to move this bone, rotating the whole bone out. There it goes. Finally moved. Extend up. And she's going to internally rotate the whole tibia, trying to move in and pull down. Good, that's 2 reps. Now we're gonna go the opposite direction. So we're gonna keep it internally rotated. We're gonna extend that foot up. We're gonna externally rotate, trying to move that tibia. She's getting a little more motion. Every time you do this, guys, try to rotate that tibia even more. Feel those shin muscles turning on, burning. Flex down. Good. Then internally rotate towards me. So that's just turning it in and extend back up for 1 more rep. And then fight for more range of motion. She's gonna externally rotate, find her end. I like to fight for a little more. Then pull it down. Beautiful. That's 2 reps each direction. Let's switch legs now. Boom. She's going to dorsiflex her foot, so bring the toe up towards the face. She's going to externally rotate as far as she can. Slowly extend that leg, but do not lock it out. Hold that position. She's going to internally rotate that foot, trying to turn the tibia in and then flex back down. That's 1 rep. Let's do the 2nd rep. Externally rotate. Find your end range, fight for a little more, and then start extending that leg. But don't lock out if you have the range. Internally rotate, fight for more range, then pull it down. And she will not smile this entire session, guys. Check it out. Nope, she broke. She's going on to the opposite direction. Externally rotate, pull down. Internally rotate, turning in. Extend that leg back up. Boom. And she's going to finish flexing that leg back down. Now we're going to go onto our ankles, and we're going to actually do the same exact position. She's just going to grab her left leg, straighten out the leg so it's almost locked. It's locked out. Hold the leg up with your hands if you need to. She's going to point her toe down as far as she can, and the biggest circle she can draw with her big toe, she's going to rotate that ankle 3 circles each direction. You're going to go as big as you can. You're going to, there you go. Try to only move the ankle. If you notice, you can see your knee shifting left and right. That means you're not moving your ankle, you're moving your hip. Go nice and slow. You'll find that you have like little sticky corners where it kind of jumps around. That's just lack of control. These are pretty tough, guys. 3 circles each way. Once you get 3, you can switch feet. Now, last one we're going to do my favorite one, the toe cars. She's going to stay sitting on her butt. You guys too. You're going to extend your feet out as far as you can, keeping your whole foot flat on the floor. So she's just going to slide her feet out, so it takes her deeper into plantar flexion. So it's more of an end range exercise. And then that's as far as you go. Keep your whole foot flat. There you go. Whole foot stays flat. This makes the toe cars much more interesting. So what we're going to do is ball of foot's going to stay in contact. All the toes are on the floor right now. She's going to push all her little toes down. She's only going to pick up her big toe without breaking the foot off the ground as far high as she can go. And her right side is really, really good. Then she put the big toes back down and pick the big toes back up again only. Big toes back down. Big toes back up again. Keep little toes pushing down. Big toes down again. Then we're going to go for a big toe PR. Lift it up as high as you can. High as you can. Put it back down. Then go all toes up. Now, little toes down only. Little toes back up. Little toes down only. Little toes back up. Now, big toe down only. Big toe back up. Big toe down only. Big toe back up. Big toe down only. Big toe back up. Now, this is a tough one. We're going to think about abducting our toes, spreading them out as far as we can. And go pinky toe going down first, and toe by toe, you're going to put them on the ground like you're playing the piano. Boom. Now all toes up. Now spread them out. Little toe goes down first. Each one goes down like you're playing the piano. 1 more rep. All toes up. Pinky toe goes down first. Boom, 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 boom. And relax. That's our daily routine for our joint work that we do. Something I incorporate personally to all my pre-workout stuff. It's my daily maintenance. We're going to get into now our kinetic stretching, like kind of the strength training portion of the session today. So with Emily, I'm going to have her get to a 90-90. You guys can get in position in a second, and we're going to work on working in regressive and progressive tissue. Simpler terminology would be the inside hip stuff and then outside hip stuff. So when we think about in this position, if we want to get the inside hip stuff to turn on, we got to pick up the entire leg. That means knee, shin, and ankle come up at the same time. Put it back on the floor, back on the floor. So I'm getting all my inside hip stuff to turn on. That's like if I'm on my back, I'm going to go into an excellent rotated position, and I'm going to pull that whole leg towards my body. I'm going to feel all my inside hip stuff turning on. So the motion is going to be knee, shin, and ankle coming up towards the face, getting that inside hip stuff to engage. Now when we do the kinetic stretch, I actually don't want this leg moving. I want the leg moving your body. So what's going to happen is when we're pretending I glue my leg to the floor, and then when I engage and try to lift my leg up, my leg's going to pull my whole torso down closer to end range for hip flexion or external rotation. And then instead of pushing up with my hands or pulling up with my lower back, I'm going to drive my leg into the floor to turn on my glutes and the outside hip stuff to push myself back up into position. So this is really interesting because you make this really easy, you make this really hard. It's like choosing your own adventure. The less you understand, the harder it's going to be. The more you do it, the more you understand, the harder you can make it. So Emily is going to do 5 sets of kinetic stretching where she's going to pull herself down into an end range position. Then she's going to actively push her leg into the floor to drive herself out of that position by using her hips, not her lower back. So I'm going to have her turn sideways for you guys. I'm going to give her a little cueing with my hands. Okay? So when she gets set up, hands can go on the ground to alleviate some of the weight if you like. You can put like a fingertip on the ground if you need to. If you're a little more advanced, you can be doing this with me. You can go arms across the chest, arms out to the side, or arms overhead. All those positions make it significantly more challenging. So what she's going to do is she's going to think belly button forward, sticking her ass out. Okay, her leg, her shin, and ankle and knee are glued to the ground. She's going to try to lift that leg up, turning on all her inside hip stuff, and that's going to make her hinge forward. So she's going to pull herself forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. That's her end range. Now, when she wants to come back up, she's going to drive that knee, shin, and ankle into the floor. Come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 1. Now she's going to pull herself a little deeper on this next rep. Belly button forward. Stick that ass out. Pull, pull, pull. 2, 1. Hold. She can drive herself back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly button forward and pull yourself down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Pull yourself down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4, guys. There's number 5. And go. 5, 4, pull. 4, 3, further. 1, and drive back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will you do 180 for me? Now that's our lead leg. Same leg though. So just do like the spin for me. You don't even have to. You don't do a transition. Just the same leg in front, but facing the street. Same leg in front. Yeah. Sorry. Should have had you go to I start. We're going to use back leg now. We're going to work on some abduction to external rotation, back into internal rotation, and adduction. So what she's going to do is she's going to kind of probably have to move her hands out to the side to make this a little bit easier. Hands going to brace on the ground. She's going to pick up her knee and her ankle at the same time. That's called hip abduction. She's going to go knee up to armpit. She's going to externally rotate as far as she can get, almost like she's going to sit into a butterfly position. She's going to hold here, okay, and pull this whole leg closer into her body so she works into more hip flexion. Okay, now from here, she's going to start internally rotating, extending back all the way into this abducted hip position hold. And when she puts it down, knee, shin, and ankle touch the ground at the same time. Boom. How's that? Okay, you can make this easier or harder by putting your hand further out to the side. And pick up. Don't hold. Now externally rotate and bring that knee up towards your armpit like you're going into more deep hip flexion. There you go, as far as you can get it. Good, and start bringing it back to me. Internally rotate, keep this guy close. Boom, boom, everything comes down at the same time. That's one, we're gonna do 5 reps. Out at the same time. She's gonna pick up, then go knee up towards armpit, try to rotate all the way deep in here like that. Stay closer, boom, and go back out. Boom, boom. You make this harder by not leaning out as much. So it's easy for you to sit up more upright. Rotate, rotate, rotate. That's your 5th one, right?
Yes.
And kick back. And hold. Try to go knee, ankle, and shin touching ground at the same time. She's gonna switch sides, guys. Gonna use the blocks if you need to. We're going back to our kinetic stretching. If you started with your right side, you're gonna be on your left side now. If you started with your left side like Emily did, you're gonna be on your right side now. So after the kinetic stretch, we're gonna put the right glute under stretch. So I'm gonna think about belly button forward. I'm gonna get anterior pelvic tilt as much as I can. So I'm gonna try to stick my ass out. Then I'm going to turn that right hip away from the right knee. Okay? So that right hip should be under stretch in the back before starting. Chest up. Good. She's going to deload her arms. Use her arms if you need to. She's going to go 5 seconds down, pulling herself down by thinking about picking that leg up off the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's just going to drive her shin, knee, and ankle to the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, then push down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 2. Pull down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight for a little more, M's. Push back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3. Pull down. 5, 4, 3. Pull down more. 2, 1. And drive back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull down. 5, 4, 3. Fight for more. Get more. 2, 1. And drive back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now rear leg, guys. Okay? So with your hands, you're going to position them as such that you can pick the knee, shin, and ankle up at the same time. They don't have to be able to pick up very high. Okay, the higher you pick your leg up, that means it's a little bit easy. So if you sit more upright, that makes it more challenging. Okay, so she's going to slowly pick up knee, shin, ankle at the same time. But put it back down, Ems. If you watched her knee came up first, I'm going to have her redo it, but really focus in on everything. There we go. She's going to start bringing that knee up towards her armpit, externally rotating the hip as far as she can, like she's going to sit into a butterfly position. Keep the heel closer to your butt. There you go. She's going to find her end range, and then she's going to start turning her back the other direction. Ooh, internally rotating, extending, and ankle, shin, and knee touch the ground at the same time. Oh, beautiful. And lift off. That's 1. And start rotating. Hell yeah. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Beautiful. That's 4, right? This is 5, right?
Sure.
Yeah. We're so good at counting. Internally rotate, slow, take your time, take your time, take your time. And then put knee, shin, and ankle, same time. Ba-bam. Hey guys, now we're gonna switch back to the leg we started with. There we're gonna do a pales contraction into a kinetic stretch. Then we're gonna do a pales contraction for the outside hip stuff into a kinetic stretch. So to do that, remember if she picks her leg up, that's gonna pull her whole torso forward. So if we put a blocker, this hand's gonna go on top of the knee. Okay, so she's going to create isometric. It means nothing is going to move, but she's going to be under tension. I'm going to have her start to go into her kinetic stretch. We're going to build her up gradually or incrementally, starting with 20% effort, 40, 60, 80 to 100. I'm going to have her hold that isometric for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then when I have her release, she's going to use that tension she built to pull herself down into the deepest end range position she can. When she gets to the bottom, she's going to drive her leg back up, but instead of, we're going to do another isometric at the bottom where she's going to hug the bottom of her knee. That's going to stop you from coming up, right? Yeah. She's going to hold that for about 10, 15 seconds. Then when she releases that, she will push that leg into the ground, driving her up with the tension she created with the isometric. So, if you're following along, as best as you can do this, do it. If you're finding yourself like kind of lost right now, it's probably because I'm not explaining it that well. But it also takes a little practice with just you doing these exercises. So remember, left hand's going to go on top of the left knee. She's going to 20% body tension, trying to pull that leg off the ground. So her leg wants to pull her forward, but this arm is not allowing it. Ready? 20%, go. Okay, if you're up to 20 and you feel good, build that leg up to 40%. Trying to pull your whole torso forward, but this arm is stopping you. Build up to 60%. You can see her start to shake. She build up to 80%. This is where it gets really intense. Everything's braced right now. Her whole body's active. And 100% and hold. 10 more seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that arm and she's going to pull down using that 100% she just got to. As far as she can. For 6, 5, keep pulling. 4, turn that hip more. 3, 2, 1. Now hold. Grab on behind that knee and try to drive yourself up and create the isometric 20%. 40, 60, 80. Now 100%, she's trying to drive herself up. Nope, stay down there. 100% trying to drive up. She's creating isometric. She's got 8 seconds until I let her go up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Release that hand and use the tension you created to come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Now we're going to do it back to the rear leg. Okay, I want you to do that once. Now, rear leg. We're going to do 3 reps. Trying to create more radiation, more tension. Make these the 3 best reps you've done all day. You ready? So try to get in a harder position if you can. So remember, you're in a fight. Ankle, shin, knee come off the ground at the same time. I'm only doing 3 reps. So no other part of your body is moving. Lift off. Then start externally rotating and flexing the knee. So you're bringing that knee up towards your armpit and heel towards your butt. There you go. Find your end range. Go really far this time, ma'am. Try not to move any other part of your body. Good. Hold and start externally rotating. Start internally rotating and extending that foot back. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Internally rotate more. Now set everything down. Bam. Okay? Now, lift off. Nice. Good. You can start slowly flexing the knee and externally rotating at the same time. Keep it nice and tight so the hamstring stays tight. Keep going. Fight for more. Fight for more. Fight for more. Now nice and slow. You're going to start internally rotating and extending back at the same time. Good. Hold it, and slowly set it down without me. Boom. Good. Now, if you're ready, lift off, everything at the same time. Bam! And start externally rotating, bringing that heel towards your mouth, knee up towards your armpit. Fight for a little more range of motion. Hold it, and slowly start internally rotating and extending that foot back. Yes. And set it down. That was a little early. We're going to switch sides, guys. Go. Okay, so remember we're going to start off with an isometric, with a pelvis contraction. So she's going to stop herself from being pulled down by her leg, putting her arm up. I'm going to build her up from 0 to 100%. I use percentages as a safety precaution. If you're feeling pain at 80%, but you did it at 60, go back down to 60%. Don't push through pain. If something's hurting, it should not. If something is hurting, shoot me a message, DM me a message, and we can talk about it. Okay, here we go. So 20%, she's going to start trying to pull her leg off the ground, which is going to try to pull her torso down, but it's not going to happen because this arm is stopping her. 20% effort. She's going to ramp up to 40%. She'll ramp up to 60%. Everything is kind of an active poker here. She's hard as a rock. Go up to 80%. If nothing hurts at 80%, you're going to go up to 100%. She's going to hold for 15 long, beautiful seconds. 10 more seconds. Remember, she's going to use this 100% irradiation, this tension she's built up, to pull herself down to the deepest kinetic stretch she can get into. And release that hand and slowly start pulling yourself down. Chest up, good. Pull, 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 pull. Find a better end range. Keep going. One, hold. Now hug that knee. Now drive yourself back up and create an isometric. 20%, 40, 60. She should be feeling this glute hamstring turning on. 80 and 100. Hold. Driving that whole leg into the ground. She wants to come up with her torso, but her hands holding her. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that hand and drive that knee, shin, and ankle into the floor, pushing her torso up using her legs, not her lower back. And relax. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going back into our last set. 3 reps of rear leg, hip abduction, into external rotation, then back to internal rotation with some extension. Okay, so she's going to lift off everything without moving the rest of her body. Beautiful. Start bringing that knee up towards her armpit and externally rotating that foot across the body. Then start internally rotating, extending that hip back, and everything comes down at the same time. Knee, shin, ankle. Boom. Everything comes up at the same time. Boom. Good. Start externally rotating and flexing all the way as far as you can. Fight for a little more this time. Good. Now internally rotate. Kick that heel back. And the ankle, shin, and knee touch the ground. Voila. And last rep. Lift off. Start externally rotating. Fight for a little more range. And then start internally rotating. Extending that foot back. Good. And then slowly let it down. And relax. Take your legs loose. Okay, for our next one, she's gonna do a side lying hip carve facing you guys. So she's gonna lie on her side, block. So you can use a pillow if you want, or a book, put it under your head. She's gonna bring both knees up into a flexed 90-degree angle position. She is going to abduct this leg slightly. She's gonna pick it up off the ground. Good. Now, nice and slow, she's gonna tuck this knee up towards her chest. Nice and slow. To her end range, without moving her lower back. She's going to abduct. She's going to bring the whole leg open up towards me. When she gets her end range, she's going to stop. She's not moving her pelvis at all. Now she's going to internally rotate and extend back towards me. She's going to kick that hip all the way back. Foot back towards me more. Fight for more. Fight for more. Fight for more. She's probably feeling her hamstring in front of her hip flexor a ton right now. When she gets to her end range, she's going to stop. Good. Then she's going to abduct that leg open again. Up towards the sky and start externally rotating. Just bringing the ankle back to where it was, guys. Nice and easy, just like that. Down, bring those knees back in line with one another. That's 1 rep. We're gonna do 5. Okay, so bring that knee up into flexion. Open up the whole leg like you're opening a door. When she gets her end range, she's gonna internally rotate. Ankle is gonna come towards me, and the heel is gonna kick towards me. So we're going to hip internal rotation and hip extension. Okay, you're gonna feel this in the front of the hip and that hamstring a lot. When you get your end range, open that leg. So we're gonna abduct again. We're gonna externally rotate. We're gonna swing it all the way back to the start. Keep that heel close to ass. Boom, boom. Oh, that's 2. Good. That's cool. You guys can't see from the next set. We'll put it up. Your whole lower back's not moving, so the pelvis isn't turning at all. Okay, you should be following along with Emily right now. Close the leg. Open the leg and externally rotate all the way back to the start. This is finishing rep 3. Bring those knees in line with one another. Good. Then bring back up into hip flexion, so knees coming towards the chest as far as you can. Abduct, so you open up that whole leg as one piece. Internally rotate and extend at the same time. Try to fight for a little more range of motion each rep you do. Explore that hip, man. See how it moves. Okay, close the leg. Close your leg more, then open back up. You should start rotating all the way back to the start. All the way back into that nice high knee hip flexion. Boom, that's 4. One more rep. Knee up towards chest. Open up that whole leg. Internally rotate. Extend back towards me. Close the legs. Open back up. Excellent. Rotate all the way back to the beginning. That's 5, right? Well, that's kind of right on.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, she can switch sides. I'm going to have her turn, lay in line with the camera so they can see your back as you do this. You're going to go, yeah, like that way. Okay, so for this position, easy to go up towards the chest. Good. See, nice 90-degree angle here. You can see, like, you'll see if she's moving her pelvis, her butt's going to come towards me, but it will not. Okay, she's going to pick that top leg up, slowly come into hip flexion, so knee comes towards the chest, and open up that whole leg without moving the pelvis. Okay, she's going to internally rotate and extend back towards me. Keep going, fight for a little more range, then close your leg. Boom, all the way down, and she's going to open back up. Okay, still not moving this pelvis, then externally rotate all the way back up in that nice high hip flexion. Finish back where we started. That's 1 rep. And go right back into the next. I'll even put this block here, so if she touches that block, she knows she's moving her pelvis. Internally rotate, extend, close the leg. Open up. Externally rotate back into hip flexion. And finish where you started. Good. Good. Open up. Internally rotate. Kick back. Open up. Externally rotate back to the start. Boom. Boom. Open up. Internally rotate. Extend back at the same time. That's number 5, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Close the legs. Keep the heel close to the butt so you keep that hamstring active. Open up the leg. Externally rotate back up into flexion. So knee up towards chest. Finish with the knees touching each other. Bam. Beautiful. Done with 90-90. We're going to go into a bear sit. And usually, guys, when we do bear sit, we're usually just working on hip abduction, adduction and abduction. So when you get set up, it's almost like closing a book. So it's going to be like this and like that. But today I'm going to have her try to work on hip internal rotation from an abduction position. So hips turning in, and then hips turning out. It's different because abduction, adduction was a linear motion, and then internal rotation, external rotation is a rotational motion. So it's working different parts of the hip. I'm going to have her only do closing the legs like closing a book, opening the legs like opening a book. So she feels the difference between abduction, adduction, and then internal rotation, external rotation. Okay, this is where kind of like you're going to learn a little more about your hips. So to get set up in the bear sit, I'm going to help Emily get set up. So feet are going to go out in front. I like to turn the toes out as much as I can. Okay, and I just want to put all my inside hip stuff under stretch. So if you get in a position, I like chest up, stick your butt out, turning the feet, bringing the knees closer to the armpit. Usually helps me create more tension. As long as you're feeling you're stretching your groin right now, is really what I like. Right, cool? Mm-hmm. We're gonna sit do a passive stretch for about 1 minute. Then we'll start our pails and rails contractions. When we do the pails and rails, it's really just isometric loading. So her arms are gonna stop her legs from closing. That's the hip adduction. And then when she does her hip abduction, she's just gonna take her hands off and try to drive her knees to the floor. That sound good? So now this one, you're only working on abduction, adduction, abduction. The second one, you're trying to internal rotation, external rotation. It feels very different if you do it right. It should feel different. Yeah, so we're going to another 30 seconds, guys. We're just holding a stretch right now. It should be a kind of a relaxed position. Then we'll start ramping you up to those 100% activation. Okay, that's about we got about a minute passive stretch going. I'm gonna have her actually try to close her legs, but her arms are going to stop that from happening. She's going to 20% activation, so 20%, try to turn everything on to close your legs. Go up to 40%. Go up to 60%. And guys, remember, if we're going up percentages and you feel pain, receive back the previous tension that you didn't have pain. But if you're feeling good, she's at 60 right now, I'm going to bring her up to 80%. If 80% still feels good for her, I'm going to bring her up to 100% tension. She's going to hold. We're going to do 15 seconds. She's trying to actively close her legs right now. Her arms are stopping that from happening. Turning her into an isometric right now. Beautiful. We're going to turn it around in 6, 5, 4, 3. When I get to 1, she's take her hands off her legs, and 1, and she's trying to drive her knees to the floor. Trying to open her legs further. Keep going, Ems. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax into that new end range you just did for hip abduction. All right, remember, so in our second set, she did adduction, abduction. We're going to try to do internal rotation, external rotation. So she's going to think about her hip is going to be the only thing moving, kind of turning those hips in to internally rotate them. So don't just do that just under no load right now. There's no block. Just turn your internally rotate your legs. Try to push both knees to the ground. Feel that? Feel the muscles feel a little differently than if you just try to close your legs. Mm-hmm. And open back up. Externally rotate those. Try to turn those heels out more, knees out more. And feel the external rotation. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Now hands back on your thighs. Oh, sorry, hand back on your shins. So she's got an idea for how it's supposed to feel. So she's going to try to, if you feel like you're going to lose the feeling of what I want you to feel by going higher in the tension settings, then stay at this tension setting that you can actually feel the internal rotation muscles turning on. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. So 20%, she's going to try to internally rotate her legs from this position. She's going to build up to 40%. Build up to 60%. She build up to 80%. Now she build up to 100%, trying to actively internally rotate. We're going to hold for 15 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now externally rotate. 15 seconds as far as you can. Try to open out. Externally rotate that hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now relax. How'd that feel? Feel different?
Yeah, I'm like thinking about it a lot more.
Rotation, the adduction, it's like you really got, like you said, you got to think about it a lot more. To actively internally rotate your hip in that position is drastically different than just trying to close your legs or open your legs. She's going to do one more exercise from the bear sit position, and then we're going to finish out some capsular cars, and she's going to be done. We're going to do some lift offs with some extension. Okay, so some end range rotations. She's going to go back into the bear sit. She's going to get to put everything under stretch. She's going to release her hands from her legs and hold her hands out in front of her to create tension. If you need to put your hands behind you, she can't hold the position, that's totally fine. She may need to do that as we move on because it's going to get a little harder. She's going to lift off the foot by kind of pulling the knee into flexion and bring this whole foot off the ground. So pull the knee towards your armpit. Knee towards your armpit.
Yeah, I'm pulling.
There you go. Okay, now it's off the ground. Now from this position, she's going to extend the leg and rotate into a straddle. Boom. Toe up and slowly set it down. Good. Now she's going to lift off from this end range position. See how she put her hands behind her? Totally cool. Without moving any other part of her body and keeping tension with this leg is helping her create more tension, right? She's going to lift off this leg and bring it back into her bear sit by rotating that toe out, bringing the knee back up to armpit, and setting it down nice and slow. That's one. We're going to do 5 reps. And lift off. Slowly extend and rotate into a straddle. The further out into your straddle you go, the more challenging this is going to be. Set it down nice and slow. Remember, this leg is helping you keep tension, so if she's moving, I shouldn't be able to move this leg. And lift off. Good. And then pull it back into your bear sit. Rotate it. Boom. And slowly set it down. That's 2. We're doing 5. Now we're going to lift off and rotate and extend that leg. Once it's extended fully, then we can set it down, create tension with the rest of your body, driving those arms into the ground, so the lats, triceps, mid-back is all fired, and rotate back into that bear sit. That's finishing rep 3 of 5. And go, lift off, slowly extend, so rotate, and then slowly put down. Boom, just gently, kind of like a little parachute attached to your toe. So that foot barely touches the ground, and re-engage, lift off, and bring it back into the bear sit. This is finishing rep 4, right? Go back in, set it down. And last rep, lift off, rotate, and extend at the same time. Slowly put it down. Slow. There we go. Then tighten up, lift off. Boom, pull it back into your bear sit. Nice and slow, keep tension with this leg. That's right leg done. Only have to do one set of that. Okay? So try to stay in your bear sit. Go into left side now. So out, she's going right back, hands behind her, okay? You can do that too, it's fine. Create tension with the rest of your body. So as this leg is moving, everything else is almost at max tension, trying to create more stability and strength so this leg can actually move. Okay, let's do it. Lift off, and slowly extend. Rotate that toe up, and slowly set it down once your leg's extended, and lift off, and pull it back into that bear sit position. Hike it up more, set it down, boom. And that's up, rotate out. Once it's locked out, then you can set it down, slow, boom. And up, bring it in. Slowly set it down. Lift off, come out. She's going just a tiny bit faster this set for some reason. Slowly set it down, and lift off, and rotate in. There's number 4, right? Boom. Lift off, extend out, rotate, and then put that heel down. Nice and slow, finishing rep number 5. Rotate back in, finish in a bear sit, turn that toe out over there, there you go. And she's gonna relax for about 45 seconds. Take a little break. We're gonna finish out, we just did some unilateral work, so we worked one leg at a time. Now we're gonna do some bilateral work. We're gonna do both legs at the same time. So she's gonna lift off, both legs are come off the ground. She's gonna rotate into a nice big straddle, slowly set her legs down, and she's gonna pick back up, pull back into her bear sit.
To mentally prepare for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. The only cool thing about this set is that we only have to do 3 reps, not 5. Are you ready? Okay, so she's creating a ton of body tension. She's gonna lift off both feet at the same time, rotate, spread eagle, and slowly set down. Once the knees are locked out, slowly set down, bam. Super tight in the abs, she's gonna lift off, and then rotate and pull back into that beautiful bear sit position. Turn your toes out, slowly set down. Beautiful, that was easier than the singles. Pick up, slowly extend, rotate those toes up. Once the knees are locked out, then you can set them down. Slow, and lift off, bring it back in. Slowly set down. Okay, last rep, best rep. Okay, turn your toes out, lift off, slowly extend out.
Oh, fuck.
Lock out your legs, turn your toes up, slowly sit down, and lift off, and bring it back in. Slowly sit down. Shake your legs out, guys. Is Ricky coming to meet you at the goal? Okay, and last little thing, we're gonna do 3 reps each leg. We're gonna do some capsular cars. She's gonna lay on your back. There you go. We'll do right leg first. You're just gonna bring the right leg up towards your chest so the knee stacked over the hip. You're gonna make a 90-degree angle with this leg. Keep this here, I'm gonna let go. Now you're gonna pretend like you put a rod through your kneecap all the way through your ass into the ground. Now from this position, she's just gonna go through some external rotation, internal rotation. She's gonna, without moving her knee, she's gonna rotate from her knee. She's gonna bring her heel towards her face or inside of her ankle as far as she can. She can find her end range. From this position, she's gonna fight for more range of motion. So try to turn it more. You're gonna feel that inside hip stuff turning on again. Now that's half the rep. Now she's gonna internally rotate. So outside ankle is gonna come out towards her armpit as far as she can without moving this knee, just rotating it from it. She's gonna find her end range, fight for more, and she's gonna externally rotate back towards me. Bringing it towards you is gonna be external rotation. Bringing it away from you is gonna be internal rotation. So inside hip stuff is you bring that foot in, You can feel outside hip stuff as you turn that foot out. So from this position she's in, she's externally rotating, fighting for more, then keeping the knee in place. She's internally rotating, then fighting for more from here. There you go. Once you get 3 reps, you can switch sides, and you'll be done. Thank you, Emily. So guys, this is like probably another videos I'll start to be posting. We'll be doing these mobility sessions. Man, if you have bad knees, hips, or backs, I'd highly recommend partaking in these. You can watch this video and do this workout multiple times this week if you can. If you have any questions regarding it, if you're interested in doing some one-on-ones, we are still offering those right now. Allows us to keep the social distancing. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and see you tomorrow or tonight.